Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back. Wonderful to be here and to see you again on my channel. Thank you so much for your support, for your requests. And one of the most requested topic is proposal. How to propose, what to do, how to prepare. But I would like to start this topic with preparation. Think about this. How would you feel if somebody that, uh, if you would be in that situation, if somebody you've seen for the first time is going to ask you to marry your daughter and you don't know very much? You would like your daughter to be happy, but you really don't know them that well, and you just wonder who they really are. As much as you wish happiness for your daughter, you would have some normal concerns. So let's talk about this, and I will try to give you my best ideas and visions of this matter. And everybody, if you had experience, please let me know. I had my own, and also all the people that I have been helping through the years, they also have their own experience, and was many of them reached out to me for a private consultation service to because they didn't want to screw that up. And I would say that there are certain individual things that you need to consider before you meet the family. So let's start with preparation. Um, how should you prepare to meet the parents for the first time? Of course, you should not consider proposing on the first time you meet. It's a little bit too extreme. Unless you have been every day on the videos, you met your parents and you are flying to Ukraine or Russia for 3 days, yes, maybe you'll have to propose on the first at the first opportunity. But I would not recommend that. I feel that it's way too much to meet somebody for the first time and say, hey, can I marry your daughter? Can I take her? So I would say the preparation, the first, of course, starts with customs. I talked about that a lot. If you're watching my channel, you know that you cannot show up empty-handed. You should ask your fiance what her parents are into. What do they like? Just ask her some questions. She knows them better than anybody. Guys, gentlemen, as you know, in Ukraine there are still certain old-fashioned customs, and if you show up empty-handed, that is a very bad mark. That is a very bad, possibly it will be a very bad impression. It goes without saying, but I am reminding you. So your FBI agent is your lady. When she when she knows you're coming and you have some plans in your mind, you should source the information from your secret agent. You know what they are into, what they like, and just she will give you an idea. Once again, she knows them the best, but she will also, not just for the gifts, but she should share with you what they are into. She shared a little bit about her childhood, and what her parents are. This, I'm presuming she has both parents. Let's hope that is the case, and hopefully they're still together. So analyze certain things she will tell about them, what is their views on the world, how they see the world, what their beliefs are. I would try to avoid politics as much as possible, but if you can't avoid it and if it's important for them, you might consider figure out their beliefs, because it's a very sensitive topic. But my best recommendation to avoid it at all costs, because a lot of people have very distinctive beliefs, and these are very different areas of life: personal life, your actual life, and the politics. all of us sometimes get caught up in this, and we have our emotions, but there is so much stress and turmoil and negativity, and this could be the most special time in your life where you're changing your own life, you opening up your own borders, and you don't want that to be taken away with talking about political things. Maybe you could talk, if you on the same page with her dad, that's something you could talk with her dad sometime when it's just you and him, it's your bonding time. Yes, it did happen in my personal situation, and it was successful because they were on the same page, but back in time. But it's something, if you want to bond this way, it's not for a table conversation. When there are ladies, as you know, ladies usually are a lot less interested in politics, but also, for example, I love politics, but I don't want that to be part of something that is very, very special. So even if she understands politics and she loves politics, she doesn't want to talk about politics. She wants you to demonstrate her feelings toward her. She wants you to impress her parents. She wants her parents to be taken with what a great man she had found. She wants to be in the moment. She wants to be present in the moment with you, and that should be a very, very last on your list. So comes to certain other things such as religion and so on and so forth. I hope that everybody is mature and the major division topics. They are not a good topics to meet her parents. So let's recap a little bit. You absolutely cannot show up empty-handed. It doesn't have to be some super expensive gifts, some super expensive brands, but by showing up with treats and gifts, you show that you're caring, you can provide and protect. As silly as that may sound, here on the West, on the West or in the West, whatever, as silly as that might be for the Western people or Western culture, but the traditions are still there. So you don't have to go crazy, you don't have to spend thousands on that. It's the sort that counts, but also if you bring something extremely cheap, it's really embarrassing. So you have to get the feel of the family, what they are into. Extremely embarrassing, I mean, if you bring I was talking to one of my Russian friends, and she said that on their wedding day, a lot of people brought some stuff from Family Dollar, and it would just show that, oh my gosh, this guy is stingy right from the beginning. I will talk more about the examples and things like this in the video course that I'm recording right now into details. For those who need it, get in line. Let me know if you need it. But it's very important. You don't, as I said, it's not the most important thing, but it's just a thing of a culture. So next, the atmosphere is, you want to invite them to McDonald's. If they invite you home for dinner, that's wonderful. Again, don't forget to bring flowers and maybe some desserts, something like that. Ask your lady to help you. She should be your best secret agent into what they want and what they like. You want them to be surprised how thoughtful you are. But if you are eating out for some reason, you're at the restaurant, also ask her for a restaurant with a quiet, peaceful atmosphere, not something loud, not something with loud music, or like as a fast food place. It's not a great place to have a romantic, well, not really romantic, but get to know first exciting dinner with her family, because that's your first getting to know. You cannot beat that. It's, you have only one chance to make first impression, so consider that. Hopefully you remember and you prepare for the conversations, even if she will need to translate. You can definitely, even if their English is not so good and your Russian is terrible, or very poor, or definitely you need her help, think ahead a little bit about things you can talk. You don't have to be stiff and go by the list, but just having a good conversation without, as I said earlier, getting into heated debates, about the world politics and coronavirus and all of those things, okay? Because, what if your father has the opposite beliefs? Can you imagine? Immediately you will have an issue. So that's very important. What else? To prepare for the meeting, it really depends on how many days you're going to have, how many times more you're going to fly, and have you been considering propose at that week. Let's say you are in Ukraine for a week, so you might consider having some more events. Let's say first you have a dinner, you have conversations, you laugh, you share about your flight, about your stories. Try not to be too much of a historian. Keep the relationships you had far from that. Just being in the moment and just having a good time. If you have a choice in your head between negative topic and positive, of course choose something positive, something lighthearted, but yet gives them a little bit of a vision of how, what visions you have in your mind, ideas about your future, because there is nothing more important for them than the future of their daughter. It's really important to understand. There is not anything else, there is nothing else in the world that they care more rather than their daughter's future. So you just have to adjust. You should always read your audience. For me, it's a little bit, I read you by your comments and by your feedback, but it's a lot easier to read your audience when you see them face to face. And when you are there, you might see, oh my gosh, they actually love this topic, so all right, I'll go with that. So you just have to dive into that emotional intelligence and try to read their emotions. As usually, I do not recommend intrusive questions when you feel as an interview. Just share your best moments, share your ideas. And most of all, they're going to be looking at the eyes of their daughter, how she feels. Is she excited? Is she happy? Is they also going to notice little things about you, whether you pull her chair, help her to sit down, open her door, all these old-fashioned things, but they all do matter, because those little details, they show a lot about you. Now, there are some delicate aspects. If you are at the restaurant, let's say you invite your family, maybe it's her dad and her mom, maybe her sister or her nephew. It could be maybe 5, 6, 7 people for the first dinner, because family wants to meet you. You have to figure out, check the restaurant, check the menu, check the price as well. A lot of times people who get scammed, they tell me absolutely ridiculous meals, absolutely overpriced, ridiculously overpriced things, but this is a scamming story, so we need none of that. If you trust your lady, if you met her before, if you know who she is, you can ask her for an idea, but honestly, I think as a man, you should make your own research. If you need my help, let me know, or do your own research. All right. How you do it? Good old Google. You get on Google, you get on internet, you look some places downtown, maybe something that's close to them. I would truly, if they like regular, not regular, but if they, if you probably want to have some good, you know, nice heavy meal, you know, because people get very relaxed after that. So I would really recommend. Ukraine have great Georgian restaurants. It's absolutely incredible food. You have nothing like that in US. At least maybe there are some places, but still it's incredible. If they eat meat, you have to figure that out. Georgian restaurants, that would be my very high pick. Maybe some Ukrainian, but to me Georgian restaurants are the best. Um, but exactly, you have to know exactly. It doesn't matter what is to me, okay? This is just, I feel that they have so many truly delicious food, and they have also great wine. It's just very, and they have, and it's a little bit exotic. So because Ukrainian parents eat Ukrainian food every day, Georgian food, you have to go for it. So that's why I recommend Georgian. But before you listen to me, make sure that that's what they eat. So you have to count. If you have dinner, you have to approximately know. You have to do the work, check the price, make sure you can afford it, make sure that you can make that reservations are available for the day. And now the most important thing, make sure there is a lot of make sure in this video, that when it's time to pay for the dinner, you are not confused, they are not pulling out their wallets. That would be the big fail right there. I cannot believe I have to talk about this, but I do, because every day I get letters and requests. So if you invite your family out, oh no, sorry guys, if you invite your family out, you need to make sure everything is very elegant. So how do you solve the paying question? With the paying question, what you do is you talk to the waiter before, and you tell the waiter. Many waiters speak English, and if you need her help, ask her. Guys, you have to be creative, you have to be adjusting. You cannot be as a robot listening for directions. You have to adjust. But anyway, before the dinner or while they're getting things ready, you go to the bathroom, quote unquote, and you talk to the waiters and you say, this dinner is on me, I would like to pay. You have to make it seamless and smooth, because a lot of Americans or Western people do not understand how important it is. You know, you get the bill, maybe your vision is bad, so you're doing this. Can you read what it is? Oh, I cannot see it. Or you're not making clear that you're going to be the one paying. So, you know, maybe they can't even afford that dinner. You don't want to have any of those bumps on the road whatsoever, because that also will show a lot about you. This is your honor to take this family out. Choose a place that works for you, make reservations, make sure you can afford it. That's all true. But before even the dinner starts, you excuse yourself for a minute, you explain the situation. So she either brings check to you at the table, or once the dinner is served and you still, you know, you after the dinner you still talk and you have a drink, you can get up then and just take care of it. So it's paid. That is the best way, when it's paid seamlessly. But at least make sure that the check goes right into you and there is no pitching in, there is nothing like that. It's very, very important. I don't have time right now to tell you why and go in all these details, but that's just how it is. Another point is that you want to go and have maybe some activities. Maybe you'll go to some parks, maybe you will go to some museums together. It would be really nice, even in one short week, to take them out somewhere, because a lot of Ukrainian people, they're so busy with their life, and it's a good bonding time, it's a good conversation time, it's a good social time. So invite them on, go on the boat. There are so many parks, there are so many museums, so many, maybe there is a ballet or a play or something like that. and just exploring together. Make them feel that they are welcome. Of course, you want to spend time with your lady, but take them out a couple of times. Then it will make it easy for you, easier to connect and have that very special dinner when you will propose. And that will be my next video. We'll talk about proposal and how to connect with the parents before the proposal so they know your intentions. I will mention that one of the ways to connect, if you have very little time, or if you really concern your language, the language barrier is very big and strong, or major, it's a major barrier. Some of my clients reach out to me and they ask me, they write a beautiful letter to her parents, and I do translation for the letter, and they send this letter usually prior to their arrival. So kind of setting the mood, kind of giving a hint, sharing thoughts and visions for your future life, taking the anxiety, lowers their anxiety by letting them know that you travel often, you're so honored, you're so you're so looking forward to times with their daughter, and you thinking about future. You do not propose in the letter, but you can just give them some picture and visions. You can get them ideas of how you see the life, and you can tell, just be you. It's really up to you what you write. I didn't have to do any corrections on the context of the letters, but if there would be something that is awful for our cultural mentality, I would let you know. It's up to you if you're gonna change it, but I would let you know. One thing I want to tell you for sure: if you're preparing to meet your parents, please do not use Google Translator. Do not be a cheapskate, and most of all, do not be low effort, because Google Translate will make sure that nothing ever happens. The way Google Translate works, it's Russian language is too complex for Google. It only works for very short, very simple phrases, yes, but in general, it's extremely, it's wrong. If I am in a bad mood, or I need to lift up, I put some English phrases that I'm working on to translate in Google Translator, and I'm just just laughing out loud, because I would never come up with the sentences and words they use. So better do nothing. If you do not want any help, do not use nothing, no letters. I understand you can use those translators, talk to your girl, which is also usually not a very good idea, because it creates other conflicts because of misinterpreting the words. But if you have a choice between Google translating and sending nothing, choose nothing, because you're gonna screw up. The things you say very often go with the opposite meaning through Google, just so you know. So I do not recommend it. If she knows English really well, you can ask her to translate. That's another option. And as I mentioned, I'll be more than happy to help you as well. This letter, I call it, is almost like a bridge letter. It's a letter of, you open your heart, you share your thoughts, and the more genuine this letter is, the better. The less formal it is, the better. And you can even write that, I so wish that I could speak Russian or Ukrainian. I so wish I could tell you, but I can't. So this is the only way I can share my feelings about your daughter, my visions, how much I appreciate you, how much I want to get to know you, how much, and you just go into details. It really depends on your personality, how you express yourself, but that's would be a preparation as that I would definitely add. So by the time you come there, parents, first of all, they feel important, they feel respected, and they feel that this is a thoughtful man. It's not just about the material gifts, or there is a lot more to the culture than that. And letter is one of the ways to express it, since there is only so much so much time you will have there. It will kind of give them idea where things are going, and once again they will feel honored, appreciated, and respected by you. So with that being said, soon you will see a video about proposal itself and my thoughts. And just remember, there is no one fit all. If with any of my advice, please adjust to your situation, adjust to particular girl and her environment. And if you need a precise or your very individual strategy, contact me and I will do my very best to help you in person. So with that being said, thank you so very much. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for joining this premiere video. And for those of you who are on Patreon, some more insights coming to the Patreon account and members. Thank you so much for being there. And those of you who would like to learn more and have more interaction with me, consider joining it, and ask questions, ask what kind of help you need. I'll be more than happy to consider and see if I could help you. So thank you so much. I really appreciate your trust, support, and I will do my best. Thank you.